What is up, YouTube fam? It's your boy back with another video. Right now we are walking to the car. We're walking. We're ready to go to church. Don't got my Bible with me, mostly because I'm trying to keep the load light today. I'm not trying to carry too much with me. Forgive me. Got to put my monster in the car. My little bag for everything. Extra tripod. I'm gonna do my thumbnail for this video, but let me get into this little car right here. Made it into the car. Now we're just gonna get ready to go to church. Turn that off. Gonna get ready to go to church. Gonna drive over there. Starts at 10. We got like 30 minutes to get there. It's not that far. But while we're driving, you enjoy this time lapse, and we'll be back after church to talk some more. What's up, guys? Just got out of church, as you could tell. Decided to park somewhere and record this vlog today. As many of you know, it's the new year. It is actually the 7th day of the new year. Haven't really recorded much, only mostly because I've been working on a lot of stuff behind the vlog. I've been working on my TikTok account, which I'm going to talk about today, actually. And then I've been, obviously working on my Resting Today podcast as well. So I've been trying to balance everything, also trying to be a, full-time work employee. Then obviously I'm also a dad. So I'm trying to fit everything, do everything, work on my faith, work on all these platforms, and make time for myself at the same time. But today what I want to talk about, like I said, is my TikTok platform, what I'm doing with it, and what I've been doing with it for the past 6 days. As you know, I've been reading the Bible. I'm actually like 50 something days into it. 56 days to be exact. Today is 58 days. Today's 58 days I've been reading the Bible. And what that means is that I decided at the beginning of the year, at the end of last year, that at the beginning of the year I'm going to do what I've been doing to help others as well. What I mean is, on TikTok, I have over 1,000 followers on my personal account. It allows me to go live for TikTok. And what I've been doing with that platform, that app, is that I've been going on live and I've been reading the Bible. I've been reading it on TikTok live. Even though there's only like a few people that actually watch, I'm still doing it. It doesn't matter if 100 people are watching or 2 people are watching. Out of the people watching, if I can help at least one, turn their life around or give them inspiration to do this, something like that, then I've done my job. Because while reading the Bible, I'm obviously also listening to pastors, sermons, all that stuff, reading all kinds of stuff within the Bible, hearing about what all these passages, verses, and everything means. And a lot of it within the New Testament, like in the book of Matthew, Jesus talks about planting seeds and growing good fruit. And then he talks about sending out his disciples to to go fishing for people. And what he means by all that is that, you know, going fishing for people pretty much means bringing others to Christ. And I honestly believe that that Jesus has put in my heart to use the skills that I have to do his work. And at the beginning, you just heard me talk about that I have a Wrestling Today podcast. I have a platform on TikTok. Has close to 11,400 and something followers on it. And I'm sitting up I'm sitting here and saying that out loud, and I'm like, man, it took me a long time to get 11,000 people to follow me on a TikTok account about wrestling. Like, when I go live on that account, people listen to me. People talk to me about professional wrestling. So I'm sitting there one day at home, and I'm like, man, like, I'm doing this for wrestling. What if I were to do the same thing, but for God, for Jesus? What if I were to gain 11,000 followers to turn their life to Christ? What if I did that times 10, times 100? You know? What if that happens, and, and why couldn't it? It didn't take me long to get over 11,000 followers on a wrestling platform. Why wouldn't it be the same if I were to do the same thing with Jesus Christ, with God? Why couldn't I do that? And so I thought about it, prayed about it, and then I came to the decision, okay, I'm going to do it. If it's God's will, this is going to grow. This is going to become something. And right now, I have gone live on TikTok to read the Bible to people 6 days in a row. After I'm done with this vlog, I'm going to go live for that real fast before I go pick up my children and, spend the next 2 days with them. And, in the beginning, like in the very, very beginning of this, I was like, man, I'm kind of nervous. I'm scared. Because what if nobody listens to me? What if nobody watches? What if people go on there and criticize me like the way they do in other TikTokers' accounts when they're live talking about God? And then I remembered, in the beginning of my TikTok account for wrestling, that happened to me. People would come onto my platform talking all kinds of crazy mess, disrespecting me, talking bad about wrestling, using words like wrestling's fake, it's made up, everything is, not real in there. And there's no difference between preaching the word of God, because I've seen people go on these live streams or whatever, talking to the people talking about God, saying, it's mythology. Jesus never existed. God doesn't exist. You're part of a cult. It's not real. It's fake. And I'm like, man, like, I handled it well when it was wrestling, so why can't I handle it well if it's God, if it's Jesus? Why? Why couldn't I do that? And then I realized I can. I can do it. I can handle people coming to me saying that. It's like, because it's like you're taking your time out of your day to come on my platform and to tell me something isn't real, to tell me something doesn't exist, to tell me what I watch on a weekly basis is fake, to tell me that something I read daily, hear the word of daily, it doesn't exist. These are two things I'm passionate about: wrestling and God. And people dog both of them. So God put it in my heart to do this He's given me strength to do it. And me trying to be a good servant of God, I'm going to listen. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to pray every single day that I'm going on live that I reach one person. The same way I record these vlogs and have very little views. If I can touch one person, like if one person through me can find their way to God, I'm fine with that. You don't have to acknowledge it. You don't have to send me a thank you. You can send me a thumbs up. That's it. You can just say thumbs up and I'll know, hey, with what you're saying, I found God. I found Jesus. You know? And the other day, I was reading the Bible on live and something touched me to help me realize what I'm doing is meaningful. It's worth something. And I'm going to be faced with a lot of challenges. I'm going to be faced with people telling me stuff all the time. So, you know, like it's going to happen. So, like I said, I was reading the Bible the other day. And a verse stuck out to me because it's kind of like it stuck out to me because of what I'm doing. I related to it. It was Matthew chapter 5 verse 11 through 12, and it says, "Blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you, and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. Rejoice and be glad, because great is your reward in heaven, for in the same way they persecuted the prophets who were before you." And that touched me. Like, I realized, hey, like I'm reading the Bible right now on live, and you know, it wasn't a coincidence that that verse popped up during my live session while I'm reading the Bible to whoever's watching. And that clicked with me, and I realized, you know what? Jesus is right. Jesus is right. People are going to come, do those things, persecute me, talk bad to me, speak evil to me. But at the end of the day, because I'm spreading his word, I'm blessed. I'm going to be blessed the same way the prophets before me were. Everybody that spread the word of God before I have, they're all blessed because they're doing exactly what I'm doing. You know? But, and you know, at the same time, just like them, I'm opening myself up to criticism, to all these things. But I'm fine with it. I'm cool with it. If it's God's will for me to do this, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it to the best of my abilities. And I'm not going to care about what people think. The same way I go on live and talk about professional wrestling and talk about all things wrestling, knowing somebody could come up at any moment and criticize me, is the same way I can talk about God. And that's all I have for you in this video. I just wanted to come on here, let you know what I've been up to, let you know that if you want to follow me on my TikTok, you can. I'll leave the link in the description to get to my TikTok account if you ever want to follow me there and also listen to me read the Word of God on a daily basis. I don't have a set time of when I'm going to do it, but right now, if I were to say a time, it would be somewhere between 10 p.m. to 12 a.m., around that time frame. That is Central Standard Time, as I'm in Texas. But yeah, that's all I have. That's all I wanted to say. What God has put in my heart and what I'm going to be doing going forward. But if you haven't done so here, please give this video a like, follow the account for future videos, and I will see you lovely people in the next video. Peace.